On this week's episode, this might look familiar. Guess who's back? Back again. Yeah, it's the Voodoo. Guess what? Bottom bracket's gone. Not completely gone this time. He's learning. I checked back. It's 10 months since we last did it. We actually put a new bottom bracket in instead of rebuilding it. And I think I was getting about 6 to 7 months out of the old one, but the carcass had completely rotted out, and I think the bearings were moving in the carcass, which wasn't helping. So we got a brand new one, and it's cast again. It's got a long list of other faults. So starting at the front, it's got the Q-lock conversion on that we did, which I will strip out and re-grease just to make sure that that's good. Forks are sticking a bit, and there is now service stuff available for these forks, so I'm prepared to take a risk of stripping them down. So I've read a bit about them, I know what I'm doing. There's nothing fancy in there. They're not even as complex as a rock shock. It's just literally pull it out, clean it, re-grease it, throw it back together, and throw about 10 ml of suspension oil in the air chamber side, and replace any seals that look like they're worn out. And hopefully I've got a rubber that fits, because the seal kits for these are about 40 quid, which is, the forks are probably worth about 300. I could probably pick a better setup for about 80 quid on eBay. So lockout's not working properly, and if I turn it, it actually undoes the top cap, so don't think that's right. We'll have a look at that to find out what's going on there, which is probably why it might have lost all its oil out of the lockout. Headset bearings surprisingly good. Yeah, ignore that. I've had the caliper off. I need to see what size brake pads they were, but there's no meat left on them, so they didn't sound that much different to that. But I just haven't centered it back up and made sure it's fastened up properly. So, and that appears to be, that's the main problem, I think, is the fact that that wants a clip around there, I think. Which is probably why they had it routing around the outside, and you should never route them on the outside, because if you take a hit on your forks, your brakes have gone. So you always route them on the inside, but I think because it's been there for that long and it's missing its thing there, it's tending to, yeah, it was that was flapping. So we'll just stick a tie wrap around there just to hold it in place, stop it from going. Brakes are reported to be a bit spongy, but I'm not surprised, because, as I said, the brake pads are down to absolutely nothing. They are. You'll see when I take them out. There's nothing there at all. Back brakes are about half worn down, but they were still feeling spongy. So I put the micrometer on these earlier, and they measured. This one measured 1.48, I think it was, which is only just under the 1.5. I'll come back to that in a minute. Back one, 1.51. Fine. Don't know what made me check. I just Googled, because these are Tektro brake calipers and Tektro brake discs. So I thought I'd better check in case there's something odd, and there is. They start off at 2.3mm, which is a lot fatter than the Shimano ones, and their minimum thickness is 1.9mm, so they are about half a mil out of spec, so we've got to replace those. They've got to come off, so we've got a new set of them front and back, which means I'm replacing the brake pads on the back anyway, no choice. Bottom brackets, mullered, as we've just said. Chains out of spec again. Not surprised, it gets ridden every single day, and he probably does 30 plus miles commuting on it every day. So plus he uses it for training and stuff. Back tyres as bald as a coot, so that's going to get replaced. He's agreed to that. Normally he does that. He's done the front one, but it's not on the rim properly. So I did say, do you want me to get you a back tyre, and I'll put it on, and I'll fix the front tyre as well. Because he thought his wheel was buckled, but it's not. It's just the tyres not on the rim properly. We will check that though, because I don't want to assume that that's what it is, but it did look like it was off on one side. Yeah, you can see the tyres jiggling around. It's not the... Actually, it's not that bad now. We will check that. Actually, it might be a little bit buckled. Interesting. I'll have to get the frame up here, or take it down there and do it down there. What else have we got? I think that's about it. So we've got a fork rebuild, brakes to sort out, front and back bottom bracket to sort out, and a bucket load of parts over there. So I've already filed the parts cannon. Pan. Drop. So what do we got? A couple of bits I couldn't pick up from Amazon, so they've come in from elsewhere. Rest of the stuff, cheapest place was Amazon, and it's Amazon themselves, so it's guaranteed it's not a fake part. So we have got, right, now we've got some bits for me in here as well. So let's start with this. Right, so 9-speed chain. I got an extra strong one because it was the cheapest one, but I got an e-bike chain. It's still an 8HG Hyperglide, so it'll work fine. They're just slightly more heavy duty, but I'll be honest, it's the same number as the Dior anyway. So it's a 116 Dior chain. They just stick it on and then charge you a lot more money, but for some reason they're selling them off, so happy days. That didn't cost a lot, about 16 quid. Bottom bracket about $14.99, which I think they were ridiculously expensive last time, which is why I was rebuilding them. So there you go, nice straightforward ones, exactly the same as the last one we ordered. I even used the same link. What have we got here? Right, I've been after one of these for a while. So it's for driving the seals into the top of forks. I normally use a piece of plastic, but there's loads of different sizes and I haven't got the right size plastic always. What's this? I think this is a, so this I believe is a gun cleaning rod. Why do you need a gun cleaning rod? It's not America, we don't pack anything in South Yorkshire. Well, I don't. Yes, right. So I just needed something that was plastic that I could shove up inside the tube and clean the inside of the tubes in forks that was plastic. So this is designed for a 12-bore or a 10-bore shotgun, and it's all plastic and it goes up, and that should be more than long enough to reach up there. And I've got something to clean, probably a little bit narrower than the actual hole it's going to go into, but it doesn't matter, I can wrap a cloth around it, so perfect. That, quite pleased with myself with that one. That's why I can't get the lid closed now. A bit rubbish like. Make a great mess of that. Nothing to see here. Right, so there for the special tools, and I will probably only be using these up here because this is the pouch. This is the only place I do fork rebuilds, which is why we're up here with Michael's bike, because it's actually quite clean. He does keep his bike nice and clean, which may be contributing towards the amount of time that the things last. If you use too much solvent in the wrong place, it runs all the grease out of your bearings. New derailleur, I forgot about that. Yes, last time I said he could do with a new derailleur, there was a lot of play in it, and we've been having a few gear issues, and I think it was about 25 quid, so we've managed to pick one up. Hopefully it'll fit, because we've had a bit limited success with some of these, so that should go straight on. 9-speed, extra long cage. I think it looks about the same, to be honest. Very similar. I think it's a slight upgrade, this one. I thought I got one in the thing from that mountain bike I had to unwrap the derailleur out of the wheel last year. Rachel Chambers is, was it Rachel Chambers is? Yeah, Rachel Chambers is. But no, sadly not. Right, 2-disc rotors with discs, Tecro again, so these should be the nice thick beefy fat ones. I haven't got my micro. I have got a micrometer. I can check. That's interesting. They've sent me 2 and I only ordered 1 of each size. Bonus. Cool. Right, what we got here? Tecro. So these are the brake pads. I'm starting to get to the point where I just try and order the actual ones for the brakes, because there's that many dodgy ones out there now, people putting all sorts of compounds in and whatever. Right, so one thing left, I'm hoping. This is a tyre, but it doesn't look very tyre shaped, which is worrying me slightly. This was very cheap. It's a Kenda tyre. It was like 20 quid. Yeah, I was going to say I didn't think it was folding, but down the road. Yeah, I better get it out and let it sort its shape out now. So I did just stab myself in the hand. Right, so I'll chuck that up there and let that sort its shape out. Right, I'll just turn you off and clear away all this crap. Right, so you've seen me strip these down a million times, so I think the way I'm going to do is I'm just going to crack on with it and get everything off the bike I need to get off. And then we'll kind of bring it back down to a normal video once we've got everything off. Right. You are now, right. Don't know how much of that you got. We've just got some copper slip to go on this, because we've had issues with this before. I've lathered it up with, just in case the video didn't do that last one, I've lathered it up with some lithium grease in there as well. This is just to try and protect the threads from any more corrosion. I mean, it's an aluminium colour on this one, which is good, because that's aluminium, so it should get less of a challenge. I think it's aluminium, could be wrong. Could be stainless steel, in which case it's the worst thing it could be. So I think we've established all the water's coming in from around the top. Right. So now I'm switching from the windy gun to the... so it's quite difficult to get this started. I think that's in. Yeah, we're just fighting the threads a little bit. And oops, no. Yes. I just want to work the threads a little bit. I'm pretty sure it's in. You wouldn't normally, you'd expect to be able to wind it in by hand, but like I said, the threads aren't brilliant on this. Which is why I went straight for the windy gun to get it off. I'm just kidding myself if I think I'll get it off without it. to the racket now. It's getting a bit tricksy to get in. There is no torque for this, it's just nip and that's it. You do not want that tight. Absolutely no need for that to be tight. This is the lock side. This just goes in until it hits the back of the bearing. Got plenty of copper slip on from last time. £40 Nm, £4, 55, no. That's it. That's it. Right, while I'm here, so I can get that off there, we will I forgot how beefy 9-speed chains are. When 9-speed came out and everybody rode 8-speed for years and years and years, we're like, oh, they're going to fail, they're going to fall to pieces. And now we're only 12-speed chains that are like made out of papier-mâché. Maybe somebody will come on, quality of the metal. I should have stirred up a rate on its nest over the tubeless debacle again. Noticeably DC Rainmaker, which is one of the main problems for, or is it GCN Network that did the test that claimed that they proved that fat tyres were faster, have now actually said, well, actually, if you look at what we were saying in the test, 28s came out the best overall, which is generally what most people are riding now. And the only reason they're quicker is because they take the bumps out of the road, which the 23s don't, and otherwise the 23s would be quicker. Right, I've got to be careful with this because we are inserting a hole this time. I think it's a, it's not a split pin, it's a, yes, it's one of them. So I've got to remember, which I did, fortunately, because I didn't last time on one of these bikes, and I had to go and steal the split pin out of another chain and then buy one. Yes, if using the snap-off pin, that bit, one of those, you've got to remember you've got to allow for an extra link if you're taking off a chain that's got a speed link. Because you effectively got to replace the speed link by leaving that bit of the chain up, and you can usually tell what the chain is, because the bit of the chain I've just taken off has got a bit of that on somewhere. So we'll let the air out of this. Just get you a bit closer for all this. Interesting, not more pressure in there. Seems to be something some tall forks do when you decompress them, they suck back up. I don't know why, because I didn't think they were preloaded. But hey ho. Right, let's start to clean these up a bit. So make life a little bit easier. Right. Need to get that out. Need to get this top nut off there. One of the old screwdrivers out for this. Yes, straight off. So part of the problem with the lockout could be that isn't in the right place, but also we do know that top nut's coming undone. Now I seem to remember I need some special sockets for this. Which one that isn't on? Oh, sure it's a 24, but I can't see the writing on these. That's a 26, it's not that, so there's the one in between that I didn't pick up. Right. And I keep meaning 26 might have been the right one. Just one there with 24. No, not 24 either. Right. Let's move over here and see what we've got in here. 30. 27. 27. Right, I need to be careful with these because you are supposed to have one without a chamfer on, and I haven't got one. And I keep meaning to either make one or buy one, but I'm not going to hack up my Halfords ones. But like I said, they shouldn't be done up tight anyway. Again, it's one of those things, people over tighten these and you really don't need to. Don't forget to put the strain gauge measurer back on, even though it's absolutely mullered. I'll have to find another one of them. So this is the air shock, which is fastened in at the bottom, so I'm not going to get very far with that. So no, sorry, it's not the air shock. That's the damper, which appears to be losing its oil as well. There's quite a bit of oil in there, there's not, but I don't know how much oil there should be in there, because none of them said it in the specification. Get this one done. Probably I'm doing these in the wrong order. Right, that's the air top cap. Right, so I'll just stand you there. There was a bit of oil in there. Oh well, it's not going to go rusty. In the video I watched, they were saying there's no oil in them. It's just grease. I beg to differ. Who is it? Right, in the vise, upside down. Drained all the oil out now, of course. I just need to undo these. Again, shouldn't be massively done up because they're sealed with a crush washer and an O-ring usually. Do what these have got. The damper, usually you have to prise it out. If it's like a rot shock, there you go. What have we got on the bottom of that? So we have to get that rubber off so we can get the okay. It's going to be like that, is it? That's it. A little socket. I reckon that's about a 10. Yes. I just need to leave that there. We just need to give it a little tap. We have to do the same for this one too. There is a tool for this, but to be honest, like I said, they shouldn't be any bad. Little tap's just enough usually to break the interference fit, unless somebody's really over tightened them in. In which case you've probably got other issues to worry about. Yeah, like that. That's it. Right, should be able to get these off now. Actually, all in all, not that bad. Let's get a so this is the bit that's possibly suspect from the lockout and the damper control. So this is the damper. Now on a rock shock they are they're normally filled with oil, and I think this may have lost its oil, which is why it isn't. Unfortunately, I did not find anything that could tell me anything about how much oil it's supposed to have. Right, so we'll get this in, we'll have a look at it, and we'll see if we can work out how much oil to put in it. And we're starting to get into fox territory now, because this is the kind of thing fox would do. Right. Nope. Nope. Yep. Socket. How big's that one? Bigger than 22. I think we're going to have to go on to redneck spanners. It's not playing ball, is it? Maybe we can get it from this end. I think the spanner I want, I've took it into the other workshop by accident. That's not what I've got here. Don't really want to put that because that's the 13. It's definitely not 13. I think it's about a 15. I end up leaving well enough alone with this. I haven't got any instructions for this. Okay, let's try it the other way around. Nope, I'm not going to force that. Ah, actually, that's the other thing I could try. A deep socket, and we've got a deep socket. A spark plug socket. No. Can't get to the deep socket because forks are lying on them. Circle down here. See what we've got. No, that's a sparky plug. That's a deep socket. That's a deep socket. That's a deep socket. No, next size down. Keep going. Aha. Not going on the envelope, no, it's definitely not that one. So it's a 17. Should have known. That just does not come undone. No, there's no lockout in there at all. So what can I do? Really want to do this, but I think you can buy that whole unit, but it's kind of one of those things. It's kind of more than what the forks are worth. Oh, we're out. It's interesting, the damper doesn't move either, I've just noticed. So the damper bolt at the bottom doesn't actually move. I can't grab hold of it because it's too greasy, so I think we've got multiple problems going on with this. Is that not bent? No. Right, so I think we need to fill this up all the way to the top, because I can't see any other way you could do it. So if I get the get some 4 coil out. Nope. Nope. And any 4 coil, 10 weight. 5 weight. 15 weight. So we'll go in between what we've got. We'll stick some 10 weight in there and we'll fill it up to the top. Might be onto something here. That's the one. Of course it's just spinning now, isn't it? Let's see if the lockout works. It might still not have enough grease in it. That lockout just doesn't work. It seems to be dampening a bit better. Just don't know why it doesn't appear to want to do anything there. Honest, I don't think he cares. But I think that's going to be a new one of them if we're going to go down that road. Right. So all I need to do now is just clean it all up, clean off the inside of the fork legs. We can put these back together now. Nope. 27. Didn't we put the other one back? Where the bugger is? It must be on here somewhere. It is. Must be a quick job tonight, this. Should have known forks. I haven't done forks in ages. And I haven't got all the service manuals for this. They show you how to, there was a video on it, told you how to take it to pieces, didn't say anything about servicing the motion control damper, and I am quite concerned that you can't actually adjust that either. We'll have a better look at that when we get it in. I think what I would like to do though is, I can just because it's the steer tube, it's not the bear. Try the other way around. Right, that's what we want. Yeah. We want a shit ton of grease on this now. Just normal grease for this, it's just a spring. We'll be using RockShox butter on the suspension components. You'll do it. It again does not need to be tight. I've said that enough. Right, let's have a look at these. Can't see any wipers. Right, there's some Teflon bearing surfaces in there that I'm not even sure are a part of the service kit, and there should be a wiper underneath, but there isn't. But there is a lot of shit in here, so I think if we just clean it out. But the seals themselves didn't look like they got any nicks or tears in them, so I think they were alright, and I can't see anything now. I might have some spares that might fit these, but there were some I had spare from a RockShox service. I don't even know if I've still got them, to be honest. Let's have a look in here. Brakes, wheels, rings, gears, brakes, forks. Should have known they'd be at the bottom. No, they won't fit. But they might. I've got one. Oh no, that's something different. Aha, these might fit. They're either for a 32 or they're for a 28. No, they're for so they might fit. Just go and drop them over there. Yeah, and I have to be a little bit careful with this one. Just want to pop them out. See if the ones I've got are compatible without trying to damage these. Oh, there is a bit of a... I couldn't do that again. You know what, I think we're in luck. Look at that, perfect match. So I bought these for on a really old set of RockShox. Well, there you go, Michael. Right, that's the wiper, and that's absolutely mullered, to be honest. That should be a lot thicker than that. The bearing coat looks okay. There's a lot of shit in there, but so we'll just soak that in oil. That's the oil wiper. And then you put one of these on. There should be a load of silicone grease inside there, special shop compound grease inside there as well. So we'll dig out the butter. That's hydraulic brake assembly grease. So this is rubber safe grease that they use for, it's called I think it's the same stuff as RockShox butter, but it's the other manufacturer. So you just fill the cavity in there with grease, and hopefully it fits. He says, because I did have a problem with these not fitting the other ones I had them for. So we'll give them a go, because I think I ended up wellying on them way too much last time. I think they were just too wide, to be honest. If I got on the other things, I might actually have some more. Now see, I do have one, two. I do have another two. These are the same size. Actually, they look slightly better. So I had to just grease that one up for no reason at all. Now they are slightly bigger. Right, we'll go with these instead. We'll put a bit more grease in these. I've got some in, but we'll stick some more in. There you go, Michael. Bonus set of seals. Oh yeah, they definitely fit. They feel right. So we've got 32s, which is that way. Get the mallet. Where's the mallet? Mallet. Right, so same on the other side. We'll pop that one out. Maybe not. Put it this side. Try not to get the... It's nearly coming. This one is actually, it does actually look damaged. There we go. So the grease, they're really clean in there, so I don't think there's anything to worry about that. We will lob a bit of oil down there as well. Right, so that's that one. Just get the bits of woodworking out. You can still see the squidgy bits of grease in there. when they were brand new. Can't remember what these were from either. I think these might have been, I think these were from a set of forks I had that I sold, and I was going to do a service on them, and then I sold the bike, so I didn't end up doing it. So normally I end up doing this with a socket or with a piece of pipe. It's better, felt like going that time. Right then, forks. So you don't stick a lot of oil in these. You can do the rubber bag trick with it, the plastic bag trick with these if you want, but actually, if you, do you know what, if you're careful, you can get them to sneak along. Usually one side's a bit more troublesome than the other. So it's nearly there. See? So that one's through. Actually, forgot we've got one thing to do. One thing we need to do. Completely forgot. So what you want is you want a bit of oil in these. Nearly forgot. Of course, all the syringes are buried at the back because I put them back because we hardly ever use them. Gun in there as well for some reason. You'll do. No, you won't. You're rubbish. No, you really are rubbish. Got to be one half decent syringe in here. Right, you no. You yes. Right, great, no measurements. We only want about 15 mil. So that should do it. I don't know how much of that you missed. It appears the camera might have turned off and you missed all the fun games with the forks. I hope you didn't, because actually it wasn't that bad. So I've had a lot worse. Except I've just managed to put forks on the wrong side of the handlebars. if I got away with that then. That's where we find out the handlebars have twisted. The handlebars have twisted. I don't think I've twisted that much. Stop being awkward. I'm going to need to pull these up and tension them and do all the other nice stuff when it's on the ground, but it's had more than a service and I planned on giving it. So just a quick recap in case you did miss anything. I did find some seals, so we've swapped the seals out, we've buttered all the inside up, we've regassed it up. The lockout's still not working, but I think the actual damper tube's knackered. The rebound has started moving again now since it's back in, so we'll leave that alone. So all we've really got to do now is just stick the wheels back on, put the chain on, put the new derailleur on and put some new brake pads in, because that's all. Let's get this out. Wait till you see these. Where we find out that they're the round ones and not the Jesus. These are pretty stuck out. They are down to the metal. In fact, you can see we were on metal there. Well done, good effort. You got your money's worth out of them puppies. Right, before I knock this over, let's stick the lid on that. Grab a quick cup of tea. Sorry about that, I'm very thirsty. Right, brake pads. That's interesting, where's the brake pads? Oh, we know where the brake pads are, we've had them. Might need to have a tidy up in a minute. Right, brake pads. Right, let's start getting rid of some stuff that we don't need. We will need that one. Probably don't need that. Don't need them and them anymore. Chuck them in there. Right, knife, where are you? So I wanted the bloody knife. Right, that can go back into your the bottom tray. We get to fight another day. got a really greasy paw print on that one. Dealt with. It was the tiniest bit of grease, but I know what the internet's like. You would have seen it. Right, brakes. I think before we put them in, I think I need to do some finagling. We're not getting anywhere. Let's try one of these. It's better. I'm just going to find the screw I took out. And then I've inadvertently tidied it up. Well, that's that I had, and I had that in here, so I think we're looking at it's fallen in here. That's annoying. Right, let's cut you off while I... Oh. Found them! Or found it. I had actually put it away. You didn't tell me, did you? It was in the bits box. Right, I managed to get a wedge in there as well now, so... Now appear to have packed away all the things that I was using. And 1, 2, 3. Long one was at the top. Should tell me which direction of travel we're in here somewhere. Up. Up, up, up. On that way up. That way up. I think this is the most I've had this bike to pieces, which in itself is an amazing feat. Certainly getting your money's worth out of this one. To be fair, he has put a lot of money into this time. So I think we're into about £100 in parts, which don't sound like a lot, but you know, probably what this bike's worth second hand. It's probably somewhere close to what the bike's worth. Mind, they just seem to have quite a decent following, these. So I might be doing it a bit of a disservice there. Right, we'll not fasten them up completely because we're still going to get the other bit in. Right, let us move on. Let's get this on and then we'll go and tackle the wheels. Squeak, 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 squeak. Well, that's good news in a way. I thought I was going to have to send that in with the... send it in on the other one. It's come off anyway. Hopefully that's a... You won! Sorry. Right. Wind it all the way in and then wind it back a little bit. So we've got a little bit of playroom to go back in again. No point me putting the cable on yet because I haven't adjusted the up-d downies. Right, let's get these swapped out. Lost me lid. Where that's gone. It'll be on here somewhere. Right. Now, are they Allen keys or Torx? They look like Torx. I would hazard a guess. Surprisingly loose. Surprisingly loose. Surprisingly loose. You don't need to massively torque these up either, to be honest. It's interesting though, it doesn't tell you what the maximum and minimum specs are, but you can see when you look at them they're a lot more chunkier build. Right, what was that? That was a Torx 25. Myself a Torx 25. Torx 25, it's the one I've broken. No surprises there. $180. How big are you? 180. Yep, don't touch the braking surface. These screws don't look long enough, so we're going to put the original ones back in. Of course, I've flung them to the four corners of the world because I didn't think I was going to be using them. Still got plenty of blue on them though. Still two missing. Right, next up we're going to do the tyre, but this video's getting a little bit long now. We're already off one card, so I already know we're about 1.5 to 2 hours worth. So I'm going to leave this one here, and then I'll carry on tonight with some more, and then I'll see if I finish up tomorrow or we do get it finished tonight, but it'll be on another video for you anyway. So right, don't forget, like and subscribe. Stay tuned for the next part of this one. Sorry we didn't get it done in one go.